Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Relatively Gaming Podcast. This is your host, Turn-Based TJ, or just TJ, and I'm joined by my lovely host here, Brett, aka Enigma 9011. How you doing, Brett?
Good. How are you, good sir?
Doing fantastic. Especially fantastic because I've got some news, but I hear you've got some news too. So you can go.
We're gonna mix it up today. I can't do
Yeah,
that
we're
dance.
going
I'm
news
white.
first.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, I only have one piece of news today. Indie games are booming. Hollow Knight Silksong dropped yesterday and broke the internet. Broke Steam, broke Nintendo. I think it broke Xbox and PlayStation as well. Storefronts went crazy. Almost a 500,000 concurrent players on launch date. So congrats to Team Cherry.
Wow.
That's awesome. I'm really intrigued to see what the concurrent count goes up to on the weekend. Obviously, when everybody has more free time, it's insane. But yeah, just really happy for Team Cherry. Obviously, I enjoyed the tidbit of Hollow Knight I've dipped my toes into when I have played it. But seeing this and seeing everybody excited, it's just like, man, I want to play more of it. And then just happy for everybody being stoked about this game and really excited. So yeah, big props to them. And that $20 price point ain't too shabby either. So
Now, does this make you want to play Hollow Knight, or does this make you want to just jump into Silksong?
no, I think I would start with Hollow Knight. I played it, let's see, maybe a month or two ago. Because I've heard people love it as that Metroidvania, and then I've heard there's definitely the challenge aspect of it. And I played it one night, maybe for like an hour and a half, and I love the art style. It's always caught my eye with that. But I was having a lot of fun with it. There is a little bit of challenge in the combat. I only fought one boss, so like first boss, introductory, all that jazz. The main thing that I found was a little bit of a hurdle was navigation.
Hmm.
So there's no map initially, but you can find characters as you're down below this well area. I don't know what you want to call it, but below the main town. And one of them's a cartographer. Look at me with the big words. And you can buy a map off of him, and it's just a map. So it just shows the routes that you've taken and areas around it. But eventually you can upgrade that map and you get like little markers. So you can get a marker that shows where the player is. You can get markers where it shows benches and other big landmarks for you. I never got to that point, but I recently watched somebody maybe 2 days ago who was playing it for the first time, and I was like, oh, okay, now that, like, I'm more excited now because that's a thing instead of just me going, all right, I think that landmark is this, and then fucking, like, struggling to find out things there. So it's one like I said, I've dipped my toes into, but yeah, now seeing the hype for Silksong, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to play more of it. And, the FOMO's kicking in, I guess you could say. So,
Yeah, no, I feel right there with you. Seeing those records being broken and stuff, the FOMO as well, where I'm like, what am I not getting? Because I
sure.
played the game and I just got lost.
Mm,
I get so frustrated when I get lost in the game. I get that's the point of a Metroidvania,
yeah.
but like, yeah, I got lost and then I got frustrated. But I'm gonna give it another shot. I've got it on the
Cool.
Switch, which I feel like is the perfect kind of engine for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've got three pieces of news today.
Yes, I didn't
Uh,
steal it.
I'm gonna go with sad news first,
Mm-hmm.
mixed news second, and then joyous news third.
Cool. Cool.
So, sad news first. Firaxis, one of my favorite developers, they made Midnight Suns, and they make Civilization and XCOM. They just laid off a bunch of people.
Great.
Uh, Even though Civ 7 is selling as expected, according to the CEO, they said that Civ games kind of sell a little bit slower, but they have that tail end where they still keep selling high, like years out.
Gotcha.
Um, so it was getting as projected, but they still let people go anyway.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's always great. That's just the gaming industry, apparently, is what happens.
Yeah, I saw the when Sword of the Sea, which we talked about last episode, when that got released, the level designer was laid off too from, I think it's Giant Spider. I could be wrong on the dev name or the company name. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, obviously you build up to that point of release, and then you hope it does well, and especially in Civ's case, like, it does well. If it's the other side of things, like, it's understandable, still sucks, but like, I don't. It's baffling. It's baffling to me. We talked about it a few episodes ago how the game industry has just been struggling these past few years, last two in particular. So just to see the continued trend, it's just a bummer.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. But hopefully Firaxis turns that around. We'll see if they hire some more people back or something. They're experiencing some public backlash, so hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say it's not Fire. It's 2K. That's the one that was firing them.
2K. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, not
Good
Firaxis
2K.
themselves.
Okay.
On a bit lighter of a note, though, we've got the Street Fighter movie. The full cast was announced.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly is a cast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have certain people such as now this you'll like Roman Reigns as Akuma,
our tribal chief. What the fuck is he doing as Akuma?
Cody Rhodes as Guile.
Whoa! That
would make sense. But then we've got some stuff in here, like 50 Cent as Balrog.
All right.
Jason Momoa as Blanca.
Yeah.
Eric Andre as Don Savage.
Which, okay, I'm a little bit more lenient on that. Wait, no, who is he playing? I'm sorry, say it again.
Don Savage? I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even know that character. I'm sorry. I think I was thinking whoever's playing Dan. The guy who plays Dan, I'm like, all right, I can... I'm fine with that, because Dan's a goof. So...
Yeah, but Eric Andre and 50 Cent in a Street Fighter movie. And then here's one which I'm very torn on. David Dasmalkian.
Okay.
One of my favorite actors right now. He's the guy. He was Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad.
He's the guy playing. No, he's Bison, isn't he?
He's M. Bison, which I love that actor, but M. Bison is a big boy.
Yep.
And Dasmalkian is a very scrawny individual, so that did not make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to be excited, but all I can do is scratch my head. Like, you called out the wrestlers. Like, I should be excited for Roman in there. I should be excited for Cody Rhodes in there. I'm sorry, Cody. You as Guile, you are the American Nightmare, and Guile has flags on each side of his shoulders, but this is a weird casting. And Akuma, an old Asian master of the dark arts, is now a Samoan? Like, what are we doing?
And are they going to paint Jason Momoa green? That's what I want to know.
See, okay. Are they doing, like, is he voicing Blanca? Because that would at least be a little better. But yeah, if he's just Green Man with orange spiky Super Saiyan hair, yikes.
Yeah, so I don't know. Have you seen this news and this casting before? Or
yeah, there was rumors for a while that Cody and Roman were going to go into it. And then I was taking it all with a grain of salt because, you know, the internet's the internet. Everybody fans cast all these things left, right, and center. And then Cody put out a teaser image of like a shadow of him with the Guile hair.
Oh gosh.
And then the official casting dropped this week, and I was like, oh fuck, this is real. This is a real thing that's happening. And I'm like, okay, great. So yeah, it's everybody's like looking through their fingers. It's that kind of nightmare situation, which like it feels so bad to be like, oh, it's gonna suck, you know, immediately. It seems weird, all weird around choices. So time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah, this is definitely not my first picks if I was gonna make a Street Fighter movie myself. But you know, I don't have that luxury, so we'll have to see how it pans out.
Right. In terms of this Eric Andre character, I'm trying to. I mean, I just did a general cast. But I'm not. You want me to spell his name for you? Yeah, that'd be great.
It's Don and then Sauvage.
This Macho Man looking guy. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. He's not a mainline Street Fighter character that I know, so I don't give a shit. so I know nothing about him. So whatever.
That's fair. I just know Eric Andre always brings his Eric Andre energy, so we'll
Sure.
see how that pans out.
That's
And
fair.
also Andrew Schultz as another character I don't know. Dan. So maybe Dan
Yeah, Dan
Hibiki. Is
Hibiki's
that just
he's
Dan?
like he's a Shoto like Ryu and Akuma and Ken, but he is a comical character. He's like how do I want to describe it? He's very full of himself, and he's not super powered. Like, he's in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And like if you try and do a Hadouken blast, it comes out this little like a little fireball that barely does anything. He's hilarious. So I think who they casted for him, I'm like, all right, I can see it, or I could work with it. But yeah, a lot of question marks around the rest of it.
Yeah, a lot of question marks. Also, you got 3 stand-up comedians in this thing. You got Andrew Schultz, Eric Andre, and Kyle Mooney as Marvin. What is okay? We're moving on. It's a weird choices, but we'll see if it works out.
Right.
The last piece of news is just silly, but No Man's Sky came out with an update called Voyagers. Shout out to Justin. I know he loves No Man's Sky. So, but it has the highest player count since launch.
Oh, cool.
It's just like a weird way that you can fix your ships. And so people have been showing off their ships on Twitter. And apparently it's very unlimited things you can do, because someone made a forklift. Someone made a pirate ship. And my personal favorite, someone made the Eye of Sauron and the whole tower. Just like flying around from planet to planet.
Gotta love people from time to time.
Yeah, so I thought that was a cool update, and I'm glad that No Man's Sky is still getting updates to this day.
Yep.
It's kind of insane when you think about it and everything they've added to the game. The fact that they're still adding in this is like a massive update is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those miracle stories, because I don't remember the main guy's name. It's Sean something, but he had such like a high selling point, or like he's hyped it up, No Man's Sky, of like it's gonna be this instrumental thing, and then when it came out, it was kind of like kind of like how Cyberpunk was, and not the extent of bugs that Cyberpunk was, I think, but it's cool to see these games that have such a rough launch, and then they get the continued support and then become something great out of it. Like, obviously it sucks in the moment, don't get me wrong, but I'm glad they're not just like, oh, tough shit, they try and make up for what they initially said. So I appreciate their efforts in that, and I'm glad the player base is getting rewarded. Sounds weird, but getting a good experience out of it and showing their support. Like, it's a healthy relationship.
Yeah, and he's won over because I was right there with everybody else making fun of No Man's Sky when it came out.
Yep.
But he has done such a good job of winning over his credibility and stuff that I'm even excited for his next game, which I forget the title of right now.
Oh,
but
yeah. Forgot
it's
that.
yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now because it's gonna bother me.
No Man's Sky 2.
No, it's a fantasy game.
Oh, yeah.
Light No Fire is what it's called.
Right.
And Light No Fire is going to be a fantasy version of No Man's Sky. Basically, everybody's going to be playing on a giant planet. And there's dragons and stuff. You can fly with the dragons. It also looks like it's promising quite a lot. So we'll see if they can live up to it. But It looks fantastic.
Good.
Great. Well, that's it for news. But now's a segment I like to call, "Hey, Brett, what are you playing?"
Oh, the games. No, actually, I haven't been playing too much. We talked pre-podcast how, like, I've been a little bit of a rut, which I think I said last week. Welcome to the show. So streams haven't been going on, so sorry about that. Twitch.tv/Enigma911. Go follow. Maybe I'll stream from Tuesday to Wednesday, or Tuesday to Thursday. So I haven't done much there. I have played more Sword of the Sea. A few more chapters deep into that, and that's continued to be a gorgeous game. I actually restarted because trophies. There's more to uncover. There's like a lot of secret things, and there's some trophies of like uncover everything in this area. Did I manage to do it? No, but I was like, all right, well, I'm enjoying my time with it, and that's what's more important. I'm enjoying the story that they're trying to tell. It's still vague enough where you get more out of it if you explore. And also, maybe I'm too dumb to really latch onto it, because it's like, read this thing, and then you kind of get a little lore of the past. But I'm enjoying that. I would say I'm like 2/3 of the way through it, so I might finish that up this weekend. And then we hinted at it last week, but I did jump into the Rogue Prince of Persia, and I'm really enjoying it. Like we talked about, we enjoy roguelikes a lot, and like we both fell in love with Hades. This has given me Hades vibes, where there is an overarching story. You can find characters that you kind of save and then bring back to your hub world, and you learn more about your characters' history and stuff through them, and you upgrade stuff through those characters as well. So one like upgrades your weapons, one upgrades medallions, which are like buffs per your run or certain skills and stuff like that. One just gives you challenges for the enemies. So I've been enjoying my time with that. I'll admit, it's been kind of one of those things I turn on while I have something else on, of another YouTube video or a podcast. So I can't say I'm like giving it 100% of my energy, but I have been enjoying the gameplay that it provides. And I will give a huge shout out, being Prince of Persia, the parkour and the movement elements are fantastic in this game. It's 2D side-scroller Metroidvania the whole way, so you're not getting the 3D aspects of, I think, other Prince of Persia games have done. But the movement and the flow that you can get into is awesome. And if you flow and combine moves like a wall run to a wall jump, to jump off this post, to do this, whatever the other thing is, it will build up a meter that will then increase your attack, damage, and output and whatever to enemies that you're dealing with. So I've been really satisfied with that, when you kind of get into that zen state of hopping from one thing to the other to fight somebody, to continue moving on and flow from encounter to encounter. I don't think I've gotten super far into it, but I've been enjoying my time with it as a more relaxing experience.
That sounds excellent. Actually, I feel like I gotta give it a try now.
Definitely, I think it would be up your boat or up your alley. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend that. We talked about Hell Is Us a few weeks ago too. It is out fully now, so hopefully I can jump into that this weekend too, and we can talk about it next episode. But yeah, pretty much just the Rogue Prince of Persia has been the main one. What about yourself?
It's fantastic. I've been playing a game called Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Ooh, okay, all right.
It's kind of like a Far Cry-esque Avatar game. It's pretty cool. I know you're talking about the movement in Prince of Persia. The movement in Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is excellent for a first-person game.
Cool.
You can like charge your jump and double jump, and there's all these like trees that are felled, and you can run across them, and there's like little speed boosts that you get from these certain flowers and stuff. And I'm really enamored with the world that they're able to create. Like the nature and everything in it is pretty great. I don't have a dragon yet, but I'm hoping to get one pretty soon. I think I'm right at that point in the story where I'm going to get one, because they have all the floating islands on the map, and it really is like you really do feel like you're on Pandora. It really is immersive. I was very impressed with the tech they were able to pull off there. Except for my lighting engine kind of crashes sometimes, but that's okay. I think that's my computer more than anything. What else? There's a really cool sensing thing where you can like go into your Witcher senses basically, or your Avatar senses, and you can like see trails if you want to hunt creatures down, or it like lights up your objective where it is, so you can go find your objective. Which thank God for that. Otherwise, you're just wandering around a jungle. But the thing I found the coolest was that sometimes there will be a mega predator, like just like these giant beasts that kill you in one hit.
Oh.
And whenever they're near you, your senses go away because you're too scared.
Oh.
You're like having like a fight or flight sequence, and all of a sudden your character goes, "Oh no!" And then like you can't use your senses at all, and it is the most terrifying thing in the game, because you're like trying to climb a tree or like get up a mountain or something. You're like, "Please don't kill me." I've tried a couple of times to like. Because you get bow and arrows, and you also get the machine guns from the humans. So I've gotten the machine gun out even, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna kill this thing. Like, no, you don't even get a chance. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game so far. I'm really impressed with what they've done.
Nice.
Um, yeah, and it's still on sale for $17 if anyone's out there on Steam. So
There you
definitely,
go.
yeah, I gave it a shot because of that, and I do not regret it.
Nice.
Um, Other than that, though, I've been playing Borderlands 3 a little bit still.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually started a new playthrough with the Siren character,
Okay.
which I've never played. I've never played the Siren in any Borderlands games. I
Hmm.
just don't like the Siren characters. But I think in Borderlands 4, I'm going to play as Vex. So I wanted to play as a Siren a little bit and kind of see what it's like, if my computer can handle Borderlands 4.
Sure, sure. Next week.
But yeah, next week I'll find out a week from today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been enjoying playing as the Siren actually. It's really
Cool.
fun. I've been enjoying using the elemental weapons and stuff like I didn't think I would before.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little annoying that you have to constantly be like, okay, what's their health bar? Oh, it's blue. I gotta switch to my electric weapon. Oh,
Oh.
it's yellow. I gotta switch to my corrosive weapon. Like you gotta do a little bit of switching on the fly, but it is satisfying when you can melt their health bars so quickly like that.
Mm-hmm. What's her siren ability?
She has three because it's Borderlands 3. Everyone
Okay.
has the three different abilities, but the one I've been using is like a hand pops up and like grabs them, kind of like
Mm.
Maya's stasis ball.
Yep.
She also has one where she slams into the ground with like six arms, and I forget what the third one is. But I have been enjoying the ball one because you can like attune it with certain elements,
Hmm.
and then you can make it so your gun will shoot like 40% of the time I pull the trigger on my gun, it'll shoot out the element that's attuned to my
Oh, okay.
action skill.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like burning people up. So I've got the fire attunement on it. It's pretty great.
Nice.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Very nice.
Awesome. Well, that's what we've been playing. Hopefully, you guys have been playing something cool as well. Leave it in the comments below. But for now, we're gonna go to a little segment I like to call. We're gonna talk to each other about stuff and teach each other stuff.
Nice.
Uh, Working on the title.
That's all
Working on the
right. We're
title.
only 5 episodes in. We don't have everything locked down.
Yeah. Today I'm doing the teaching though, and last time I taught you a little bit about Warhammer 40K. So this time I'm gonna completely switch it up, and I'm gonna
Ooh.
teach you about 40K.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I just wanted to continue down the Space Marines path. Now that we've got that foundation of the Space Marines and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to preface this by saying that Warhammer 40K, it's called that because there is a classic Warhammer.
Oh,
It's just called Warhammer,
okay.
and that is fantasy stuff. It's elves and dwarves and orcs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that came first, but then Warhammer 40K came afterwards. So it's literally like that Warhammer universe, but 40,000 years in the future. So you still have elves and orcs, yes, orcs in space,
Oh,
and different stuff like that. So it's a little bit tongue in cheek and silly, but at the same time, it's kind of serious. So the chaos gods of the classic Warhammer made it to Warhammer 40,000, and so in this universe, basically people have psychic abilities,
mm-hmm.
and your psychic abilities go and like you draw that power from the warp, which is like a different realm,
Okay.
where you draw psychic energy from and where demons live and stuff. In fact, you know how like in sci-fi everybody has a way to get around faster than light travel. Like some people do cryo sleep, some people do the Mass Effect, some people do different things like that.
Yeah.
In Warhammer 40,000, you get around faster than light travel by going into the warp in one point and coming out the other point.
Okay.
It like transports the ship. However, there are demons in there and stuff, so it's basically you have to transport your ship through hell
Oh,
and back out the other side.
okay.
That's how we get through the faster than light travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bizarre. But anyway, in that realm, there are four chaos gods. I'm getting real. I have to get so deep just to explain the most basic
It's all
thing.
right.
But there are four chaos gods. They like manifest from the energies of people, like the consciousness and psyches of human beings. So you have like the god of murder, the god of pestilence and plague, the god of excess, and the god of like knowledge,
Okay.
like forbidden knowledge.
Is one of
And
them
so
still the Grand Pope from 2 weeks ago who's like immortal?
no. So that's
Okay.
the emperor.
Gotcha. Okay. Emperor, four guys.
Some
Got
people,
it.
yeah, some people say the emperor is a demon, but
Okay.
it's not confirmed. It's neither here nor
Sure.
there. That's a hotly debated topic.
Hmm.
But no, glad you brought up the emperor because basically now that he's made the Space Marines, and stuff. He wants to conquer the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So to do that, he comes up with more genetic modification. That's all this guy can do apparently, and he comes up with something called gene seeds.
Yeah.
For his Primarchs. Now, Primarchs are like his sons. He like models them after himself,
Of course.
but they're like genetically modified. And as he's about to like have these genetically modified beings on his side to go conquer the galaxy, the four Chaos Gods take them and spread them to the wind.
Ooh.
So they spread them all across the galaxy. So he has to go across the galaxy, planet hopping, to find his Primarchs.
Okay.
And sometimes they're on like weird and crazy planets. Like Logar is on not Logar, Lehman Russ, excuse me. Lehman Russ is on like a snow planet, and he becomes like your stereotypical Viking type character.
Okay.
And so when they make his Space Marines, they like base it off of the Primarch.
Yep.
So when they make his Space Marines, you get a whole bunch of an army of Vikings basically.
Cool.
So stuff like that. There's like an army of vampires based off the vampire guy and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he finds there's 18 of them.
Damn.
So he finds all 18 of them. And his favorite one is named Horus. Now, unfortunately for the Emperor, during this time that they were spread to the wind, Horus was kind of manipulated by the Chaos forces.
Of course.
So eventually, half the Space Marines turn evil and side with Horus
Mm-hmm.
and join Chaos.
Okay.
And they fight a big war.
Mhm.
It's called the Horus Heresy. There's 64 books in the Horus Heresy series. It became so popular that Games Workshop added a Warhammer 30,000 tabletop game
Okay.
where it's the year 30,000, and that's when the Horus Heresy is taking place, and you had a lot more Space Marines then and stuff.
Okay.
But that led to the birth of the Chaos Space Marines. So now you have Space Marines who worship like demon gods and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and they came and fought a bloody battle, and they tried to take over Holy Terra, aka Earth.
Okay.
And the Emperor was able to kill Horus, but in doing so, he was gravely wounded.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Emperor now has to be sustained on the Golden Throne. So it's a chair that's basically a life support thing.
Okay.
So he's like a skeleton man in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
He can't like speak or do anything. He's
Okay.
just like on constant life support. And some people, they made a religion around him basically where they pray to him and stuff, even though he's probably not there. But they say his consciousness is. So
Okay. So kind of Palpatine 2.0, but Palpatine 2.0 could still talk and stuff. Got it. Okay.
yeah, exactly. He's just like literally a skeleton in a chair.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to share with you today.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Any questions?
Yeah. Okay. So Chaos, you said, Horus, the favorite son, was working with Chaos. Is that one of the four demon gods, or is that all of them like together?
Oh, that was all of them together.
All of
So
them
you
together,
have
okay.
different factions. Like some of the Chaos Marines only worship Tzeentch,
Okay.
which is the god of like knowledge, and some of them only worship Khorne. Yes, Khorne, who is the god of bloodletting and murder.
Mm-hmm.
But Horus was favored by all four demon gods.
Okay.
So he's what's called Chaos Undivided.
Okay. So at the beginning, you mentioned elves and orcs being involved in this universe as well. Is
Yes.
it akin to Warcraft? Like with Warcraft, the first game, humans and orcs. Second game was also human and orcs, but it was pirates. I don't know. And then the third game, it was human orcs, and then they added the night elves, and they added the undead. And when you played like free play, well, I guess in the story too. The story, you jumped around from faction to faction, and then in free play, obviously you could pick your faction. That's how you kind of go up. Do the elves and like in either the tabletop or video games, have the elven people and the orcs been involved to play as, and it's this 4-way fight, or how do they enter the
Oh, yeah.
arena?
There's a bunch of different factions. They're all playable, and
Mhm.
they all hate each other basically. So,
Okay.
I mean, sometimes the elves, which are called Eldar instead in Warhammer 40k,
Mhm.
the Eldar will work with the humans sometimes,
Okay.
but mostly they kind of stay to themselves, kind of classic elf stuff. Orcs just want to murder and pillage.
Mhm.
And I'll be honest with you, like the Eldar are like they did a lot to make them space elves and still be cool. Like they gave them a lot of cool spaceships and like this whole backstory where they have craft worlds and stuff. We don't have to get into that now, but it's pretty cool. But with the orcs, they did like zero work on that. The orcs are literally just orcs in space. Like they're
Okay.
just like they have hatchets and stuff, and
Yeah.
they're in space. So
And then are they also from Holy Terra, or do like the elves have a planet and the orcs have a planet?
it gets more complicated, but they all have different planets and stuff. The elves, the Eldar, they actually live on giant spaceships that are the size of planets.
Okay.
But so they don't actually have any planets anymore because they used to rule the galaxy. And then in their hubris, they lost it. Which is how the Dark Eldar got invented. My favorite faction, the Dark Elves, basically.
Yeah.
And the Orcs were created by I might be messing this up, but the orcs were like created by the old ones, which were like gods basically, and they're created just to destroy.
Okay.
And they multiply like fungus. They're actually made out of fungus, so
Oh.
they multiply like mushroom spores. So there's just like a unlimited supply of them, and they just keep coming back, and you have to fight them. So
Okay.
they don't really have a planet, but there are planets owned by orcs
Gotcha.
because it's the whole galaxy.
Sure. So humans have their space marines thanks to the Emperor.
Emperor, yeah.
The demons now have a space marine and more because of Horus. Do the orcs and elves have any space marines on their team?
They do not, but
Okay.
they have like I would say not symmetrical, but things of like the same strength
Sure.
on their side.
Okay.
So which is like why he wanted to create the Space Marines because he saw the aliens and stuff had crazy
Gotcha.
super things and the humans were just little squishy guys.
Sure. And of course he's
So
the
they
best,
have like
so they gotta make it in his image, except for slight modifications, maybe somewhere he doesn't really feel super confident about. Yeah.
yeah, maybe some he shouldn't have done,
Yeah.
like made the vampire guys,
Yeah.
the Blood Angels. Whoopsie. But yeah, no, like the Eldar have like Wraithbone constructs and stuff, which would be like as powerful or more powerful than a Space Marine, and they have like future technology. And the Orcs have knobs, which are just like really big orcs. They sometimes they ride motorcycles, or sometimes they fly in World War I style planes, but they're just really big orcs.
Huh. Okay. And then do you, because mainly from my experience with Space Marine with the games, not playing, just seeing trailers over and over again, it seems like the demons are the main antagonist. Have the orcs and elves been really in the games to your knowledge, or has that been more a tabletop and book thing?
It's like more of a tabletop and book thing. I think it really annoys me because Chaos isn't like the main bad guy, in my opinion, like in all of Warhammer 40k. I think there are things that rival it, like the Necrons or the Tyranids or the Dark Eldar. But in the video games, for whatever reason, they just keep hitting the Chaos button over and over again. Like, no matter who you're fighting, like in Space Marine 2, you're fighting against the Tyranids, but then oh, it's actually Chaos at the end. You're actually fighting Chaos. And in Space Marine 1, you're fighting the orcs. But then at the very end, oh, it's actually Chaos. So they always hit that button for some reason.
All right. The lore expands. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll get more into the other factions later at some point. Hopefully not 2 episodes from now. Hopefully I space it out a little bit more. But
hey, what you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for listening to my TED Talk about Space Marines. It was very disorganized, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Which leads me to, are you excited about any games right now?
It's a weird one because there's so many games coming out like in September, October. I was trying to think because I was trying to prep for the episode today because I like to write down notes so I know what I'm going to talk about. And I'm looking through releases.com, shout out to them. And I'm like, what's going to catch my eye? What's like something not like, yeah, I want to like generally play that in passing. Like what's really got me excited? And I kind of struggled for a bit, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's just the rut I'm in or if it's like, there's so much shit in the backlog. I should be playing that instead. But I do want to give a little shout out. And once again, I can't remember what we talked about. So I'm sorry if this is treading water again. But I want to give a shout out to Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. I am looking forward to that. I believe that's late September that's coming out. I jumped into it, oh boy, the PlayStation version a little bit after enjoying the hell out of, and probably one of my top favorite games of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the Game Boy Advance. Loved that game, so hearing good things about the PlayStation 1 version, whether it was War of the Lions or the initial one, I do remember trying it out on PlayStation Classics on PlayStation 3, and for some reason, I was just like, I don't know, it's not really clicking with me. And maybe it was me being like, oh, well, where's all the Numu and the Bonga and like all the different races? It's just humans here, and ugh, this is stupid. Like, I don't know if it was just that, but in seeing this remaster here, or this remake, however you want to categorize it, I don't know, I think it's a remaster. Seeing the trailer is like, oh, there's like a whole job tree that you can expand with the humans, and they can learn different roles and become thieves and blue knights and or blue mages and all this other stuff. And I'm like, ooh, because that was something I did enjoy in Tactics Advance, was you learn certain skills with one class, you could upgrade to another class or a mix and match, and like you get, like if you do soldier and you do thief, you get a ninja or an assassin, and like there was this whole web of like what you could unlock. So I'm intrigued to see what they have to offer there. And then turn-based, with me being more two pieces of media at the same time, like you can kind of do that at the same time. You don't have to be fully locked into the story, you know? It seems like there's a lot of advancements that have been made here. You do have the option, though, if you wanted to play it old school way, you could play it the old way, or you could play with revised controls and schemes and all that jazz. So that's nice. Story's going to be fully voice acted as well this time, so that will personally keep me engaged a little bit more. Reading text over and over can be good, but I know that loses me more times than it keeps me, so that'll be nice. And then selfishly, if they remastered this one, maybe there's a glimmer of hope they'll remaster Game Boy Advance version, because I thought that was never going to happen, but yeah, so just wanted to shout out that one. Looking forward to it. Hopefully I can play more of it than just what I did back in the day, and actually like it latches on and sticks with me. So, yep.
Yeah, I think your excitement for this game has got me excited for the game. I actually, I've kind of wanted to get into those styles of tactics games because it's a huge blind spot for me in turn-based tactics stuff. But I've just never been able to latch onto a game. So maybe this will be the one where I can finally conquer my demons of the 3D fighting arenas,
Sure.
and I can finally understand it some.
I can't remember. Do you like grids or do you not like grids?
I like grids, but I don't like the elevation in Final Fantasy Tactics and
Okay,
stuff.
that's what it was. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like in Fire Emblem, it's all flat.
Mm,
So it kind of makes it, same thing in Advance Wars, it's all flat. So it kind of makes it just a lot easier to go through.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I only remember a few levels in like Tactics Advance where it's like, oh fuck, you're way up there, I can't do shit, and then you gotta slowly make your way up the mountain. I don't remember too many levels being that way, but yeah, it definitely is a bummer when you're like, well, I can't hit you, and then they're just like shooting an arrow down or doing magic or whatever at you, and like shit. So I get that.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm definitely gonna give it a try.
Cool.
The game I'm most excited for right now, besides Borderlands 4,
Right.
is Slay the Spire 2. I really am excited for this game to come out. It's going to come out in early access in late 2025.
Okay.
And they said for 12 to 13 months it'll be in early access, and then it'll have a full release. So I don't know if I'm going to, do like you did with Hades 2 and ignore the early access, or if I'm going to give it a shot. But man, I really love Slay the Spire. In fact, when I think of roguelikes, I think of Slay the Spire first. Like, that's the first game I think of. Either that or Enter the Gungeon. Those are the two games that my mind goes to immediately. I think you would really like Slay the Spire too. So I think maybe give the second one a try when it comes out, in 13 months from now. But
Sure. Yeah, I've heard good things about
it's
the
just
first
great.
one.
Yeah, it's like an RPG card battler type thing. I will say it is a rogue-like, not a rogue-lite.
Okay.
You do not bring anything that you've done in the runs back with you or have any progress whatsoever. You just get a new run.
Okay.
But you are like building a new deck every time that you're playing. You're like adding cards constantly. So it does add to the variability of it quite a lot.
Would you say it's similar to a specific card game that came out last year called Balatro?
Elattra. Um,
At least
maybe
aspects of it.
in a way, yeah, in a way, the aspects of it for sure. Like the Jokers, I would say probably
Yep.
is a good way to compare because they have some crazy modifiers and you can get some like trinket things. I forget what they're called, but like they go up in the corner of the screen and they like completely change the gameplay
Okay.
of the cards and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to explain the game, but
That's fair.
it's fantastic.
Nice. Yeah, I've
So I'm
always heard
excited for
good
that.
things. I just never have actually dipped my toes into it and tried it out. But yeah, I saw the second one be announced a while ago, and Roy's like, so that's cool. I'm glad you're looking forward to that. And yeah, early access is a weird thing. Like I get why games do it, but in terms of a consumer standpoint, I'm like, I do want to jump in there because I want to help you out, but I'm also like, it's not the full thing. It's not all. I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't know. The more I think about it, even during this conversation, I am gonna jump into early access with this one because my skill level is so bad at Slay the Spire. um, I don't know that I will see the full range of the game of everything that it has to offer. So I won't be missing anything. Other players might be, but like for me, it'll be like the full experience pretty much. As long as they put like all the cards in there or whatever. I don't really
right.
how they're going to do that. If maybe it's just like different characters because there's different characters you can choose,
Hmm.
and they have different decks
Okay.
and stuff. So like maybe they'll just have like the warrior to start with instead of, and then they'll add the thief later and then the mage.
Hmm. Now,
Let's just see.
there's another game of a similar title, but I don't know if it's similar gameplay. Have you heard of Slay the Princess?
I have not. Let me
Oh,
look that
okay.
up
I
real
don't
quick.
know if it's just like, oh yeah, it's named the same, or if that's similar in gameplay. Because I've heard good things about that one too, and that one's more recent. But yeah,
Let
I
me
don't know.
see.
Slay the Princess is a 2023 horror adventure game developed and published by Black Tabby Games. Blah blah blah. The game is
It
conceptually
is
a
not similar at all.
okie dokie. Never mind. Just shout out to Slay the Princess. It's good.
uh, it looks pretty cool though. I like the art style for it a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah. Oh man, I think I'm gonna play Slay the Spire now. Now
There
that we've
you
been
go.
talking about it so much. Yeah, I gotta go play some.
That's how it
Um,
happens.
yeah. But before I play Slay the Spire, I just want to thank everybody for watching our episodes. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Enigma 9011, for another great episode,
Of course.
and
Thank you.
we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.